Day edition of Candid Conversations. This episode is 131, and we are joined by Ahsan, the Golden Child. I
What's
mean,
up? What's up?
how you doing, King?
Doing well.
That's
Doing well.
blessed.
Can't complain. How's everything with you?
Okay, things are blessed. Things are blessed. I am right now COVID free, thankfully. Again, took
All
two
right.
years for that damn thing to catch me, and it caught me, and it said, "Yeah, I'm gonna sit you down." And it sat me down, and I said, "You know what? I'm gonna get back up."
Yeah.
I it took 2 days. It took 2 days, and then I just said, "No, I can't do this no more." Mm-mm.
Nah, it's not a good thing, man. You know, a lot of people just going through a lot of stuff with this, and it's unfortunate. You know, that's the only word I can use. Unfortunate, especially prayers and to anyone and condolences to any families that have lost someone due to the illness or anything related to it. You know, this was something that didn't need to happen.
No, and like to
Hello.
see that it's just like, yeah, hello,
Yeah, I thought you
hello.
froze for a second.
No. I was
Yeah,
looking at
I thought
something.
you
To see that it's affected so many people. There's a common belief that it affected China so hard that that's part of the reason we're having supply chain issues.
Okay, because they can't supply the demand
Can't supply the
and the
demand,
manpower.
and like when you're used to a billion people working and you only have a couple hundred million,
Mm.
it
Yeah,
does
I mean it's
affect you.
all over the place. It's all over the
Yeah.
place. You know, we do one thing we do one of the businesses I have, one of the streams of income I have is I for a couple decades now or more. We do merchandise like anything dealing with promotional items, T-shirts, even to like booths.
Okay.
Show what do you want to say? What do you call it? Convention booths and stuff like that. Water bottles, cups, you name it, pens, whatever. And yeah, we seen it with the T-shirts. Like simple colors and T-shirts were hard to get at one point. Like especially like yellows and pinks. Like we had a problem getting
Hmm.
pink during the breast cancer because a lot of our clients they order stuff during breast cancer awareness month in October, and we had a shirt that we put out too, and it was hard to get. I didn't think about it, and I waited till like I normally do stuff to order my pink supplies, and there was a backlog, and I had to get it from all types of different sources. I was like, and my main channel, my one chain, I get the good prices, but then I had to now lose profit on certain things. I mean, some of the profit, not all profits, because I had to get it from other sources, and being that they know it was a hot commodity to get those pink items at that time, you paid a premium even on the wholesale level.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. And I mean, like, even up until now with the chipset shortage, it's like you got
Hmm.
companies promising products that they cannot produce,
Yeah.
and it's creating all kinds of, like, I've been waiting a month for a phone. First world problems, yeah, but the fact that
Yeah.
I use that phone to advocate for people who can't advocate for themselves, or I'm
Hmm.
trying to equip people who are able to advocate and I'm not able to do so, yeah, it's a bit problematic. It's a
Yeah.
bit problematic.
I think the PS5 is held back because of some of those issues. Yeah, the
Oh,
PlayStation 5.
well,
Yeah.
I got mine when they first dropped it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, exactly. I know we picked one up this year, and I know there was some shortage on. I think the next level, the next gen, because of some of those chips.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Madness. And then when you look at the fact that no one's hyping up over growing their own gardens,
Yeah.
no one's hype on that right now. But
Hey,
like,
hey, I want to do a real quick change. But peace to my man Venomous. Yeah, I probably know Venomous. He has his own garden, and he and I have been talking. I'm trying to get my box garden growing for years. I've been wanting to get this thing going, and definitely through the pandemic, we was trying to. Well, during the lockdown, let me say during the lockdown, was
yeah,
trying to look into what we should do. Actually, we had a gentleman over here today looking at some of the trees that we're going to try to clear and get the area where we're going to get the box garden going, get that fence around there, to prevent the deers to feast on our vegetables. Yeah,
That's dope. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good idea. So let's bring him back for a minute. Where did you start your mission, and like what is your goal?
So mission, which one? Musical mission or just mission? Like, I mean,
You,
are we
you
gonna
know, you, s-
RMC focused or just why broad paintbrush? Or
well,
you
you
want to
know
save
what?
that for another
For
interview?
for this one, we'll talk about the artists behind the art. So we can have another interview where we talk on. I have another podcast called The Terrell Effect, where I play the music
Okay.
from the artists, and we talk specifically about the music and the songs that they're playing and all of that stuff. So we can do that
Hmm.
for another time. But for this, I want to show people like there's more to the artist than just their art.
Hmm.
So with
Okay.
that being said, I guess what mission coincides with your musical mission, and when did you start that?
I mean, my musical mission I think started when I was a young kid. I mean, um, I think I started playing the drums at 4, maybe
Okay.
4 or 5. Maybe when they get me that drum set, it might have been around 4 or 5. Then another fun fact. About the time I hit the third grade or second grade, I was playing the violin,
Wow.
and then I went back to the snare drum. Well, I had a drum set when I was like, that little drum set they get your kids. I
Yeah.
had one of those first, and then when you get introduced to that one age to start playing in the school band, I went with the
Yep.
violin. Dad wasn't really happy about that, but went to the violin. And then after that, when I moved and went to another school district, I did get back to playing drums. I played the snare in a band, the school band. But then, I always wanted to play the guitar and the keyboard. Just really couldn't get it down when I was younger. I had they purchased me an organ when I was about 9. I had like an old organ, and I try to teach myself keys on that. Know what it sounded like? It sounded like a micro Moog or like a Moog keyboard, like the Scooby Doo, boom, 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 boom. One of them type of sounds,
Okay.
but it's a little different. I learned some basic classical songs and stuff to play, but moving forward into moving forward, I got into DJing. I like music all around. So,
Okay.
having music, I was into dancing. I was into music, and then as hip hop was growing, I gravitated to it, and then this DJing thing, really is what I was what connected with me along with breakdancing. And real quick sidebar, I'm an
Yeah.
illustrator. I learned how to illustrate like when I was about 4 or so. And I was drawing like Mickey Mouse and that type of stuff, Snoopy and whatever. But then,
Yeah.
as in the comic book stuff, got into comic books about like 5 or 6, and around that time, I was fascinated by Spider-Man, and I think I was able to draw Spider-Man pretty decent. I mean, not like none of the guys over at Marvel, but as for a 5, 6 year old kid, I think I was drawing him decent about 6, 7, 7ish. And then when I went to a Bible camp one year, and then I saw this other kid, and he was drawing Flash, and he had like the speed and all the stuff like that. And I said, "Yo, I got to get like that." So as that was going on, graffiti was coming bigger. So there was like an easy mixture of the two with the shadows and the colors and the light and the definition. So I got into graffiti. So DJ graffiti and breakdancing was my thing. I always liked dancing, and but I quickly kind of phased out of dancing, and as more and more 12-inch singles were getting pressed, I liked the lyrics that people were saying. So I think overall, besides the beat of a song, I
Yeah.
love what the artist says, like the metaphors, the message, and stuff like that. So it really, I've always been a big fan of lyrics. So a lot of people nowadays, talk about the MCs back in the day were a lot better. Like no, we had even back in the day, you had some dudes that were just MCs and just can deliver lyrics. You had some people that were commercially position and they were driving down that lane, and in that commercial realm you may have some guys that are good, but you have some guys that were corny that weren't that good. and um
Hmm.
and I would say that I always gravitated to lyricists. I love lyricists, and so I guess that was like one of my missions when I started my own production, was trying to put my own crew together, with find the guys who were the best MCs in my town to be part of my production conglomerate. you know
Hmm.
and that, I think that was my mission right there. Is trying to find the best MCs and merge them with the best music. Beats and beats and rhymes, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
So you are a true hip hop artist then, in the aspect of covering the four foundations of hip hop.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's yeah, I still draw now. Actually, that's what happened before going on. I'm sitting because I'm working on a story, and I was doing
Yeah.
my concept drawing of the characters, and I was actually working with another artist, another young artist. We was looking at some sketches and stuff like that, and it
Hmm.
that's some stuff that yeah, I love drawing. I doodle all the time when I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of plans and trying to strategize. I always wind up doodling. Um, I never leave a margin or a top of a page, a header, without some drawings in there.
Ah, nice, nice.
I'm one of those guys. Yeah, I'm doodling on
Okay.
napkins, envelopes.
Yep, yep, yep. See, like I thought there was something, like I don't know. I thought there was something to it, but I never really pursued it until later on in my life with the whole, because I used to do the doodling in the corners of the pages too, and then, when the teacher doesn't understand it, they're just like, stop that. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
Stop going on set. Yeah, I
you know
got a
what I
lot of
mean?
those in my days.
Yep, yep. It
Stop
wasn't,
drawing on set.
yeah, man. It wasn't until my one teacher in grade 8 said to me, we did a poetry anthology, and
Okay.
I was a rebellious child. I'm a smart kid, but I like you don't have the only people that have authority over me are God and my parents.
Yeah. Hold
The
you,
way
you,
I
you
live,
froze.
you know what I mean? Like,
You
no,
froze. You froze for a moment, but I think I got what you said.
I said the only people that have authority over me are God and my parents,
Yes,
right? And I don't
I
conduct
concur.
myself like I have authority over anybody else. So, like, I was always seen as a rebellious child. But when my grade 8 teacher kept my poetry anthology and said he was going to use it as an example of how to teach other kids, that's when I started to get serious about my art, like poetically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
No, I got you. Yeah. So, and then I'm a fan. I'm a fan of everybody else, right? So I'm a fan of
mhm,
if you're doing something, no matter how small or big you're doing in the grand scheme of things, and even back in the day, I mean, it doesn't matter, like to me, how big or small. And I think I always liked the small guy or small woman too. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I'm a fan of everybody, so I'm listening to like all the DJs on the come up, at the time when radio wasn't even accepting hip hop, and I'm liking what they're doing. I'm liking how they're presenting artists that are around them. And like I said, that was what my mission has always been. And I was used to always tape anybody's show. I was taping late at night, grabbing you know, those rare gems and stuff, and then bringing it to school. I was always that guy that always had that new music. And thanks to Red Alert, Mr. Magic, Awesome too, and guys like that, that were on late night radio. And shout out, peace to Red Alert. He actually did the intro to the Art of Seeing tape that you have. He's on the intro. Um, you know, so my thing was always try to find that gem, man. You find a gem and and because I always hear about singles or vinyl when I go to the store. Just go to Mr. Walt's, Music Factory in New York, and then in the stores out here in New Jersey. And I was always getting different singles. And even the store owners, the record store owners, always knew I was that guy. Like, oh, you gotta check out this record. Um,
Mm,
and they always wanted to make sure I had the record of these MCs that just something like this freshly came out. And then this in life after high school, like the MCs just kept coming. I always for some reason was connected to MCs magnetically. It always kept happening, even to this day. So when we put the Art of Machine tape together, it was like, let me put all the guys that are in Righteous Mom and some of these other guys I'm affiliated with. Let's put it all together on one tape, one tape. And it was like a mixtape. I'm like, no, this is really like a street tape. How it was back in the '80s and the late '70s when dudes were doing shows in the Bronx and in different places like that. And you would hear about, I was young at that time, so I couldn't get to those shows, but I hear them through tapes. I hear the tapes, and you should call them street tapes. My boy used to always say, "Oh, yo, I got a new street tape. I got a new street tape. So and so battle on this one, so and so battle on this one. Yo, they was at They was at the blah 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 blah. And you're hearing the names of all the famous clubs and all the famous spots in New York that that built this foundation of our culture. And so when we put our tape together, we used it. We right now we use the word mixtape loosely, but we used to call it a street tape. And that was the whole idea. I just wanted to put a bunch of artists on one tape, and this really showcased their lyrics. So not to overshadow them, we just used what we did was we did use industry beats that were popular at the time, like people's instrumentals at the time. I think it might have been on another tape that we did that we're going to be releasing soon. I had some of my own production on there, but to me, I wanted the artists that were down with me to shine because I felt like that's our secret sauce is that I got all these lyricists and the variety of lyricists and what they talked about was like it ranged too. So that was also a great thing. Hip hop itself was like that, and then even Righteous Mob, that's our collective. Righteous Mob was like that as well. And so this wasn't our first. The Art of Machine wasn't our first project, but I think it was a good project. To right now, if we come back, and it's a 25th year anniversary, and it's a good way to come back and say, hey, this is what we had did 25 years ago, and listening to this thing and say, oh, it still got some substance to it. It thumps, man. We should bring this back out. And a lot of people couldn't over the years say, yo, I lost my tape. So now you can go online and download it. Go to audiomac.com, type in the Art of Machine or Ahsan the Golden Child, and it comes up.
All right, so we got cool DJ Red Alert, the Art of MCing, the track. What's the track?
It was an intro.
That's the intro. We got the intro here, so we're gonna pop this on. Give y'all a little sample.
Hello, please leave a message after the tone. Oh, man! You don't understand. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know nothing about back in the days when in a small club. You don't know nothing about them street tapes. But you know who knows? My main man. Ahsan, the Golden Child. He knows everything that's going on before the video, before the record deal. No why? Because he's down with the righteous ones. That's right, the righteous ones. The righteous mob production. That's my man Ahsan. Yo, Ahsan, lay it on the money. Do your thing.
No, baby. Outside. Middle finger to your crabs, claiming that you're big willies, but still catching cabs. Cool thicker than abs. On the Gina Howard, see your fake front and coward showers with the lies like you get devoured. I've seen a lot of people talk shit around their new peers. Your dreads ain't grown and you ain't been around in 2 years. You wanna come and play me out like you on a mission. See, I was writing rhymes way before you started pissing. So listen, to all the MCs who wanna split me, last time that I was tested, my mom was pregnant with me. So if we gotta go there, then we can take it there quick. Cause I'll be on some real life shit. My voice be flowing like Sarah Vaughan. They're giving me the whack beat. It's like trying to get some white pussy to Farrakhan. I'm hot enough to burn labels. And I ain't been touched in a long time, nigga. Like I was Jazz Jeff's turntable. So take me as a joke, no threat, it's a promise. I have all your baby mamas. Hot like Santa's up Bahamas. Had the 86 to click. Found myself with a new set of beers for better years. I'm leaving all your non-believing shedding tears.
No. Y'all gotta go to Audio Mac. Y'all gotta go to Audio Mac and download the Art of MCing. I'm gonna give you a couple of samples. Oh man. Challenge this low life from kings and massive. That's a 150 and lashes, so drastic. Stashing. It comes strapped to hold back the rap, but the backlash, the aftermath will lead that ass going like a weed stash, at least last. To the ending of a sentence, present this with steady hands like a dentist. What is this? The two generals that blasted ass with their quickness. We stay lifted and start shipping shit, don't get hit. Birds by faster than bros attached to witches. Create new places for your stitches. The ill lyricist words come faster than the shell dropping from clips. The apocalypse starts at the full moon eclipse. I take a sip from the gin word is born. I bust that ass again, it's on. The world is on, the world is on. Bring the war to the fields. The killing of the world, word is born, word is on. Rebel to my mind in this sky. You
who told this true lie. He blessed his mic with careless mutes and vagabonds turn the mutes when it's time for war. Armageddon, that these wars are slaughter, mimicking ain't the move. You ain't ready for the witchery, I brew, so assume. I don't want touch your sun, and now my sis won't take your moon. No conclusion. When you get down, declare the war and call abusement. You're useless, burn like fuses and double doses. Hypnosis calls my opens. Come down, selector. Selassie, I die, got me acting wet. Ya double text ya, no one protects ya.
Okay.
It's Calhoun Bucksy Warbucks up in this motherfucker. Peace, one love,
Peace to
motherfuckers.
Calhoun.
Yeah. One love to my motherfucking nigga Don Tigo, the unseen Shogun. Warbucks.
Hey yo, I'm never lacking on souls. Since you try to play roles, the devil is some personality. I hit him with holy scrolls in my
I remember so many of these
beats. Creation, to mission mentality.
But it's like the original song doesn't matter right now.
The path is narrow. I will conquer in this battle, there's no tomorrow. You feel the sorrow, plus the sorrow. You at the crossroads, alone, the righteous flickers on your chest. Cause I was blessed by the holy temple. I free my mental, relax my physical when I hear ism. True indeed, most of it's slavery. Shall watch them use drugs to catch slugs for mad bravery. I don't get hostile, but yet impostel. Building these shrimp with drift to build a tabernacle. No shackles, you fool people, cause nobody's equal. Since how to make the forbidden fruit. And it slavery, shall watch them use drugs to catch slugs for mad bravery. I don't get hostile, but yet impostel. Building these shrimp with drift to build a tabernacle. No shackles, you fool people, cause nobody's equal. Since how to make the forbidden fruit. And expose the
That's my man.
Keep my hand up for real niggas here, several.
Yo, rap on now.
Yeah.
Yo, this go out to all the motherfucking scrubs that I want dead, yo. Want dead. Satin pen. Satin pen, baby. 9-7.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to feature this. Yeah. I want to hear the whole thing.
Oh yeah, once you start from beginning and you can't stop. You just had a whole 90 minutes through, and it was designed that way. I put every, and I took time making sure we're in the right order. Just to keep you listening.
Cultivation. That is so few people appreciate the art of cultivating a playlist. Like you can just throw songs together, but if it doesn't flow,
it's got to. Yes.
If it doesn't flow, then the continuity is not there, and then the person, it's like I'm jamming for a minute. Like I don't want to go from a hype jam like this to like feeling sad. I want to transition. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm at.
I know they want to kill me, and in no worse way they'll deafen. The blueprint's been designed and waiting on time just to get Messiah falls. It is terrible many missions I've completed with truth. I'm christening you all like a newborn loved one. My style runs MCs off the block like the sun, burning you up. Grind you to degrees and no limit. Yes, I'm feeling it. When I spit, permanent, open rips, campus stitched, and there's no medicine. Chemistry and make me know this. Biology, your eyes dislocated from its office. Protect your ears when I displace mouth, make no noises. Poise your composure, position yourself for exposure. When I disclose the speech and shrink your tent, it's a voice. Evidently, we in control to cast the spells. I live in hell in this ever-down cities where I dwell. Blood trails lead the bodies of ignorant MC philosophies are undefined. My rhymes drop seven in this day and age. I conquer galaxies, verbal sprees, spread like nines. There's no defeat in me, indecency, explicit lyrics, uncut raw language. I damage your whole plan with my demands that they can manage. I am paying y'all. Sound man, Satin Pen, ill represented, 1997. Yo, where is the song? This is how it is. Righteous that's how it is now, man. No doubt, yo.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Represented what we doing.
I think I'm losing you.
So that boom bap appeal.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, kick snare, kick snare. You know, like I told you, what's the first instrument I played? That's the drums, right? So
yep.
So it speaks to me. The drums speak to me as well as the MC. And if you could, and I always like when I'm in the studio with artists and I'm producing, and we're stumbling through a verse or we're stumbling there, and I said, listen, you got to ride the beat. So like I was into the BMX thing where you ride the bicycle and do all the tricks. And sometimes so you won't get hurt, you gotta be one with your bike, and especially when you're doing down hills, when you're doing quarter pipes and stuff like that, you gotta ride that bike. So I started using that analogy in the studio. You gotta ride that beat, get on top of that beat like it's a BMX bike or a skateboard, and you gotta just like be one with it, and like and especially if you got samples and loops and other things coming in, and you hear the mood of the music changing and stuff like that, your words should. So like if I'm in a jazz band and I'm playing one instrument and you're playing another instrument and we're freestyling and I'm doing something with the bass, I'm doing something with my trumpet, you're gonna come with the sax and you're gonna ride with me, but then you're gonna enhance it, right? So that's how
Yep.
music, how you build on music.
Mm-hmm.
So I would tell a lot of artists, you hear that music going that way and you hear that some other sample coming in, and if it catches you a certain way, feel it, catch it, and work with it. You know what I'm saying? Your voice is an instrument. The lyrics is an
Yes.
instrument. The singer or the MC is an instrument. It's vital to the whole song, to the composition. So you should be just as important as the instruments or the drums.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Mhm.
Man. Okay. Now we're about past the halfway mark, given the time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna flip the script, and when I flip the script, that means I give the guest an opportunity to ask me any questions they may have come up with during the time we've been talking or from before. So, what might you want to know?
All right. So, what do I want to know? How long you been doing what you're doing?
Oh man. Okay. Entertainment as a whole. I
Mhm.
first touched the stage when I was 4 years old, so 34 years.
Nice. And you touch the stage
Instrument.
doing what?
The first time it was dancing first, like
Okay.
part of school productions and things like that. And
Mhm.
then my elementary school used to be a high school, so we had all the
Oh.
instruments left over.
Okay.
So we were one of the only schools to have it was like a 50+ piece band. So I played
Wow.
trumpet when I was 8. Then I moved on to saxophone when I was 13, drums when I was 14. I started engineering at 13.
Okay.
Started engineering at 13, and then after that, I started like my pursuit as a MC when I was around 18, 19 years old. I was at a work function,
Mhm.
and someone handed me alcohol, and I was just like, okay, cool. And then they started playing music, and I've been writing poetry since I was 6 years old. So that was
Okay.
like up to that point, it was 13 years. It was nothing for me. So I was just like, okay, cool. And then I heard, so when you see someone dancing and you're just like, nah, bro, it's left, right, left, right, left.
Mhm. Mhm.
Not left, 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 left. You might as well leave. So I heard them putting words together. And I'm just like, all right, cool. Let me show you a poetic structure. And I went in there and I must have dropped like, I still don't know what I said. All I know is the next day at work, I had like 10 people come up to me and say, yo, your bars were so dope yesterday. And I'm just like, but I don't even know what I said. I was just talking, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it appealed to them. So I was like, okay, if I can, without trying, get this kind of attention, let me
Let me
actually
write
try.
something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
All right, that's good. That's good. I mean, and as far as this is a podcast, right?
Oh,
How
yes, the
long?
podcast. 9 years I've been doing podcasts in
Wow,
total, but
nice.
this one,
Mm.
thank you. This one is 2 going on 3, and the Terrell effect is 5 going on 6.
Nice. Nice,
And
nice.
that one is every week, every Saturday. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been really fun. Especially I like when people just randomly pop in. Like when I have a show and then it feels kind of like the basement, you know what I mean? Where people just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, so, and I'm literally in my basement right now, set up in my podcasting studio. So
Okay.
yeah. It's pretty dope. Like people like Decay Lonely, they'll pop in. He's a producer out here.
Okay.
Pretty dope producer, actually.
When you say out here, where you at? Where you from?
Right now, I'm out in Niagara region, Welland specifically. But
Okay.
yeah, it's like a subset. It's not quite Toronto. It's like a quarter of Toronto, basically.
Okay.
Like the
So we
whole
up in
region is a
Oh,
quarter of Toronto size.
so is the Candid in your name got something to do with Canada? It's like a play
Um,
on words.
it's a little bit, but it's more like it's more to let people know it's like this is how I would talk even if I was off camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Mhm.
so that's what I'm trying to bring to them. It's like, and the other thing is, it was like, people don't see us as musicians as
Mhm.
intellectuals until it's too late, and they
Yeah,
don't like to give their roses where it's due. So that's the other reason
absolutely.
I have this. It's like, I want to highlight people and showcase what they're doing and make sure people see, like, you might not realize this is happening in your community, but this is happening in your community. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
All right. Well, man, thank you for having me up here,
no problem.
Um and I need the links, man, so I could you're gonna archive this somewhere. Are you gonna
Yes,
archive this?
this is
So
going to
yes.
be available on until Saturday. This will be available on sharetheshock.ca. And what
Mm-hmm.
I can do is I can get you the link to it. I believe this is the link right here.
So
That's the link to
everybody,
the channel right there. To the
oh shoot, got it.
That's the link to it right there. Yeah, sometime in May, June. We should link up again and feature you on the
Yeah,
Terrell Effect when you got an hour or two.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, yeah, definitely. Let's set it up.
All right, sounds good. So,
I'm down for that.
yeah, I will. Whew, my other phone's upstairs. So I will get to message MJ, or we'll message
Okay,
MJ. I'll let her know. Um, I'm gonna let her know right now. And then we'll go from there.
absolutely, definitely. Let's make it a date. Let's make it a plan.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
All right, King.
So everybody, follow. Yeah, follow. I'm on my Instagram is Ahsan the Golden Child. AHSAN the Golden Child. AHSAN the Golden Child. And I plan on updating that more and keep that and we have the link tree in there, so I'm going to keep things updated on that. And just hit that up, and you could bring into my world and different things that we're doing. And we plan on promoting a lot better and getting the word out better on the things that that have coming up. A lot of exciting things, and we also have a radio show too out in Jersey, the longest running hip hop broadcast actually on radio. Is the Blueprint Radio. We're now on Fridays from 10 to midnight on 88.7 WRSU FM, and we're getting ready to launch a TV station for the Blueprint on
Ooh,
Roku.
big things.
So yeah, the soft launch is Thursday.
Okay.
So no one else knows that, and you're the first to know that. Said it right here,
Exclusive.
exclusive. You go to your Roku set on Thursday. I think it's 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'm in the Eastern, so Eastern that would be 11. So it would be 1 o'clock Eastern. The Blueprint Radio TV will be on Roku. Just type in there's another Blueprint on there, but you want to type in the Blueprint Radio TV and will come up. And
Okay.
it's basically gonna feature a lot of music videos, video shorts from the radio station throughout the years, and freestyles and stuff like that for right now. So that's how we're just gonna roll it out now. Do like I said, a soft launch Thursday. Hopefully through this month we gain some traction and then just do a bigger cascade of it. But yeah, man, and
Right.
hopefully we can connect with what you do and I do and make some things happen.
Yeah, anytime if you want, like, we're syndicated on Liquid Fire Radio. I wouldn't mind having
Okay.
a syndication on your channel too. I could forward you the video files for the Terrell Effect.
Yeah.
You
There
see
you
what I'm
go.
saying?
Yeah, I see
And
what
we
you're
can
saying.
work. We can work.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right,
All
King.
right,
It has
man.
been a pleasure. Let us I said to MJ the first Saturday in June.
Okay. She'll
All
let me know,
right.
definitely.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. All right. Thank you. Take care. Peace.
No problem. Bless up.
Bless up. One love. Are you still there? Okay.
Yeah. I can remove you from the stream.
Okay.
All right. All right. Yeah. So that was Ahsan, the Golden Child, and we are here for the 131st episode of Candid Conversations, but we are gone because we got other things to do. Bless up. Lock out.